Is an Andre Drummond buyout coming sooner than later? Zach Harper of The Athletic seems to think so. The thought is that Andre Drummond is ultimately destined to be bought out and end up with the Brooklyn Nets. Harper says that a couple of his league sources have mentioned after the Harden trade that it's a matter of time before he finds his way into a buyout and joins up with the Brooklyn Nets to help them with their interior. Now, this is very interesting. While Drummond would provide a much needed rim protection and rebounding, he is kind of a more unique big man. He often demands multiple touches a game, he'll post up, he'll get the ball, and he'll often not pass out. He is not a typical rebound, play defense center who that's his role. That's all he's looking to do. He is always looking to get his. Especially in a contract year. He is playing for his next contract. Now, maybe taking a lesser role on a Brooklyn Nets team is a way of showing that he is able to buy in and be part of a championship team. That could help him, or in his mind, he might still just want to score 20 and 15. Although, I will say this, playing with Kyrie, Harden, Durant, having those kind of playmakers around you, the alley-oops and the easy looks Drummond would receive would be something to see. Imagine the Clippers from a few years ago with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. Imagine that situation on steroids. Those three playmakers I just mentioned, the Nets' big three, would be able to get him the best looks he's ever seen in his entire career. Now, if this actually does happen, which I do have my doubts, it will be interesting to see how well Andre Drummond can mesh on a team where his scoring output and touches aren't needed at all. This would truly be the test to the statement that is one basketball enough to go around if he were to end up in Brooklyn. As I just said, I sort of doubt this will happen. I could be wrong, but if you look at it, the Cavs are in the midst of fighting for a playoff spot for the first time since LeBron left. In fact, they didn't even make the playoffs at all the first time LeBron left. So this is a very big moment and opportunity for this Cavalier team. Not only that, Andre Drummond's averaging close to 19 points and 15 rebounds a game as a starter for this team. Also, the Cavs owner Dan Gilbert isn't one to buy out a starter in the middle of a playoff race with a team that has exceeded expectations so far this year. If anything, a guy like Dan Gilbert, a man who has proven he's willing to spend whatever it takes to win, will be looking to add to this team, not subtract from it. The Cavs do have an embarrassment of riches at the center position. Obviously, they have Drummond, they have Jared Allen, and JaVale McGee. And even though they have that many players at the same position, that does not mean they have to move them. In fact, I would argue that the best move for the Cavs to do is to probably trade JaVale McGee, recover some draft capital, and finish the year out with Drummond and Allen sharing that center position. This will give them the best chance to continue what they're building, but also compete for a playoff spot. Now, if it does happen, I also want to throw out another option for Andre Drummond. And I believe that other option is the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I know that Marc Gasol is their starting center, but it really looks like Father Time is starting to show. He is not the same player he used to be, and the Lakers could desperately use Andre Drummond's size and athleticism. That would be a huge upgrade over Marc Gasol. And if anything, I've noticed that the Lakers are really missing the presence that JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard last year provided them. Their rebounding and shot blocking were so crucial to their championship run, and that's something that Andre Drummond can replicate and maybe even do better than they did. I really do believe this is another viable option and possibly even a better fit for Drummond than in Brooklyn. His overall skill set and abilities would be more maximized or actually utilized in a Laker situation, is my honest opinion. Regardless, these next few weeks will be very interesting for Andre Drummond. And it'll be incredibly interesting to see if he actually does get bought out. And if he does, where does he end up? Is it really that cut and dry that he is dead set on ending up on that Brooklyn team? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button below. Thank you for watching 3 Letter League.